Hey, what's up guys? Wanted to make a quick video this Sunday. Gonna be a Q&A, just go through and answer some of the questions that I couldn't get to previously. I'm getting ready for a break, so you guys should be looking forward to some more videos coming out. I'm looking to take a little bit of time off from both fulfillment and sales and kind of step back and go into more of a journaling phase and kind of understand, restructure where this entire thing is sort of going. I got 3 books I'm going to be reading during this time, so it's going to be pretty cool. I'm going to be, trying to get through, some mind brainstorming, good old times that I haven't really done for a long time. Right? There was a time I used to read every morning, and I haven't read a book in such a long time. So looking forward to that, and I'm also looking forward to making some extra videos in that line. But that's coming. For now, let me bang out some questions that you guys had asked. So. Okay, let's see. Somebody said, he who can embrace silence will embrace peace and success. Exactly, that's what I'm talking about, man. Nope, so far I've not come across any. Okay, these are my answers. Somebody asked, do you have any recommendations for SEO sales courses? I don't have a recommendation. And yeah, so unfortunately I don't at this moment. The reason I laugh is because periodically the thought always comes to my mind if I should put one together. And honestly, I think that day will come. It's just not now. And just so you guys know, if you're interested, how the form will come in is going to look like this. Sooner or later, I'm going to break down my sales process actually step by step, right? And I'm going to record a series of videos where it'll have at least like 15 to 20 full client closing presentations, along with at least 2 times that in client close that I didn't close, and then overall some scripts and videos that will kind of like structure out explaining those close videos, right? So point is, if I do ever put something together, it's literally going to be like a place where you enter, right? Let's say like a YouTube playlist or whatever it is, and it's just gonna have like 20 closes and then with like 40 clients that I didn't close. That's it, because that's the only way I could put this together without putting too much of my personal time into it. I as a person, I already hate teaching. I hate like I'm not a good teacher. I'm very impatient, and when I say things, I assume huge parts that you already know, right? So I'm not good at this stuff, and the best way I can do this for myself and make it easier is just to record me doing full presentations. So I have like a good amount of recordings right now, but like, I'm talking about actual full presentations with the intention that somebody else is going to be watching this. And yeah, I think I'm going to put that together. Maybe if it happens, it's going to happen like to the end of this year or so. And then we can, gear towards something where it might be a product. That's probably the thing I can think of. If I have to make a product anytime where I'll actually present, it will be something along those lines. So, but again, just a thought. Probably not going to pull that off. It's only going to take place if I'm hiring sales reps, right? If I'm hiring sales reps, who's going to be the whole process, right? So I'm literally looking to duplicate myself in that way, and I would build it for that person to come, and and then basically I'll be killing 2 birds in one stone while I'm building that process for that person to go through, so they can be successful for me. That's also going to be the product that I would potentially sell for people who are interested to see exactly how I'm closing people, right? Like literally 20 of the presentations, and the only thing I would change is probably like the client's name, address, phone number. I would just go through, have a VA like mute out all those times in the videos that said, comb that 3-4 times, and that's it. That will be the product. So that's that. But yeah, to answer your question, nah, I don't really know any sales courses that's good. I haven't really come across any that I could say is good. Hi, thank you for your videos. I like your honesty, man. I have 2 questions. When you reach out to a client, do you introduce yourself as a freelancer or an SEO agency? Freelancer or SEO agency? I introduce myself as an SEO agency. Bit my tongue on that. But I don't know why I never got that question or even came across it in my head. So I don't know what the actual thing is, man. Why would it matter? I just say we're a company, right? You know, we're a small company that does blah 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 blah, and I get into it, right? So you know, we're a small company that's specialized, and yeah, that's pretty much that. If you're a one-man guy, you can also introduce yourself as a small agency. That's also fine. Let's see. How do I present my pricing on email? I answer that. You still doing the SEO proposal video with clients when you closed the last 4 clients, went from 30 to 40K? My partner was telling me it's better to do a sales presentation. All right, this is a good question. Sales presentation versus SEO proposal versus phone call. I would say presentation, yeah, definitely is better. Proposal is especially good when the long proposal that I showed you guys is good, but it's especially good when these guys are like, you know, way too busy. So you'll come across people, especially now, especially right now. Holy shit, man. Holy shit. How busy contractors are, insane. Even the clients I closed, I couldn't contact them until like 2 days ago, the last one, to get their login details. Like they literally couldn't even give me the login details that they have. Okay, and they're just insanely busy, right? So when somebody's so busy that they have, you know, maybe scheduled with you twice and they still can't make it, you generally know that these guys are, you know, interested, but they just can't make it, and you're losing them now because they're just like, you know, withering away because they just don't have time for you. You can put that together, right? If somebody asks you price and they are like adamant, sometimes it happens, not really as much because I kind of ignore them now. Before I would be more catering to it, right? Like before, the traction I get now, if I was like before, I would get more closes. If that makes, wait, let me put it like this. No, I can close more now. Okay, I can close more now, but the ones I don't close, the old ship guy would be able to sweep those up and turn them into closes. Because I do a lot more before. I would make a video proposal for them. I would make multiple videos for them. Anytime they're talking to me, I'm ready to do whatever it takes to send them shit they want. Right? That's me before. Right now, it's me just like telling them, get on a call, explain to them, and kind of just like close them. If they don't close, I try to maybe, you know, set up another time and show them some other angle, whatever. But it's like you come to me with what I come to you. I'm giving you my time, you give me your time. Right? Like it's like a lot more, okay, you're on the call, I'm on the call. Like, you know, a lot more like that. Right? So it's, you know, it's just the way it is. I guess I'm a little bit more lazy than before. Like I wouldn't make a video for somebody who's not like, you know, expecting it. There was a time when I was like making videos for even people who I didn't even send an email to. So that's like the progression of things, right? So a lot of it is dictated by your sales velocity, right? You'd realize that as you start getting sales, a lot, like even down to your fulfillment and style of fulfilling, is also dictated by the velocity of sales you get and how many people you have in your pipeline, right? Now I'm kind of venturing off in a rant, but the point is, if your goal is to get a client a month, right? And you know your numbers and you're sending this in videos and people are kind of interested, the people who are kind of up in the air, you can do more, right? You can make that video proposal who are kind of iffy or don't have the time for you, you know, like they're trying but they're just really busy, or they just want to know the price before they even commit their time. You can send them the long proposals. But generally speaking, right, once you have like a level of traction, like you see bigger agencies or whatever, once you have a pipeline that's full, which I don't have yet, the pipeline gets full when I want it to get full. That's where I'm at right now, right? The pipeline gets full when I push the pedal and I'm on it. And then when I'm not on it, the pipeline gets slow again, right? Or non-existent. But if you're at a point where we want to go to, you know, scale up an agency, is where we always have a pipeline. So, you know, you have a system in place, always people coming and scheduling calls with you, or at least asking for information. You will gear towards becoming the type of you're probably one of the best mediums to use most of the time is going to be presentations. All right. I don't know if that was good or bad answer at all, man. But just speaking as I think, I guess. Let's see. You're still doing, okay. Somewhere in South Bronx, great name for a movie. I love that comment. Question, I still live outside the US. Can I get clients without speaking with them on the phone? That's two different questions, right? You can speak to clients even if you're outside the US. You can get all kinds of stuff, right? Like Skype ID or whatever. But the main answer is yes. I probably in the whole time I've been doing this, I probably asked just a couple times where I'm located of the people who bought, like 2 or 3 times. So it's not, it's very rare people ask about where you're located. I don't know why. It seems like it is, right? But I could say that this is in our heads, actually, because it's not what people think. If you present yourself with energy and good, and you speak their shit, and you speak with confidence and everything, they're not even thinking about, oh, I wonder where this guy's located. They're just going with what you're saying, and try to think about if they can afford it or whatnot, and all other stuff, right? So people could ask after they close. More clients ask me, like in conversations, where are you located, by the way? Later on when I get in conversation, but they're already clients at that time. So it is something that I can say from experience that it is in our head. I like it. I like you, Plur. You keep it real, unlike these SMMA kids, social media marketing kids, right? Thanks, man. I'll be watching this a couple more times. Sweet. Thanks for such an insightful answer. Follow-up question. Once you build up their web presence and authority, what's preventing... Oh, I answered this before. I think I'm going to the old questions now. Hey, bro, can you make a video on what to say on the follow-ups after the first call and video audit? Thanks for the video. Really good question. This is one of the biggest mistakes I have made for a long time, and I see people make over and over again. So listen closely. This is probably going to be the last thing I answer. When you're doing follow-ups, they don't owe you anything, right? A lot of times, but what we believe is that, okay, whatever you're doing, you're calling them, you're emailing them, whatever. They said they want to see the video, okay? Then you send them the video. And then they watch the video after 2 days, after a day, whatever, you call them. We think, or you tend to think that, they wanted it. I send the video. Now I can just call them and be like, hey, John, you watched my video, right? Or like, hey, wanted to see. I don't recommend that. I think that's a mistake. And I've done this for a long time. And what would happen is, one, if they didn't watch the whole video, they would not even know what you're talking about. 2, if they did watch the video, but they're not, super keen, they would kind of feel kind of like, why are you even, like you're kind of just like trying to point at them. Like, hey, you watched the video, what did you think, right? So how you answer this is not going that route. You call them and you try to do it as if you would resell them if you were to make your first call, right? So what is your normal pitch? What is the hook? So in a couple videos ago when I actually showed you like my pitch, is one of them is basically like, hey, well, you don't have to do that part where you're like, hey, do you remember me? I talked to you like 3 months ago, you don't have to do that part. But the main hook of it is that we worked with a company not too far from you, and we helped them increase their revenue by XXX. Would you be interested in take a look? I do that same thing even after they watch the video, right? So it goes something like this. When I call them, so and this is also dependent on a few factors, such as like, if it's more than a day, so if they watched the video today and I didn't call them back today, it's like I'm calling them tomorrow, the day after, I would go straight to the pitch. Hey, it's shipped from whatever, and I would just go into like, hey, look, not to take too much of your time, and go right into the hook. I've worked with a company not too far from me, this roofing, and we have helped them, blah 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 blah, and wanted to see if you'd be interested in it. Now, I do give them a opportunity to recognize me though, right? So when I introduce myself initially when they pick up, hey, this is Shiv from, and I say the company, I do give them a split second to see if they realize who I am. Because if they do, they'll be like, oh yeah, how's it going? Or like they will jump on and like, oh yeah, I seen it, or like something they'll mention it, like, oh yeah, like, you know, you'll see some kind of reaction from them that triggers, that tells you that yeah, they remember watching a video. But I don't assume it and try to attack them because they watched it, now they owe me their time, if that makes sense, right? And this might be seeming kind of unusual to you guys if I'm like, you know, going so twisted for something they already did. But if you have experience following up with a lot of people, you know what I'm talking about. A lot of times people just don't like you calling them just because they take an action. In their world, they're still in their own space, right? They don't know that you know that they watched the video, right? So if they watched it and they're not that interested, which most of the time, a lot of the times, I would say at least 50% of the time, people who watch my video, they like what they see. But for the people who don't, or they're just kind of neutral, I don't want them to feel like aha, I got you. It's gonna be more like I'm still coming from the point where I'm trying to win their business. You're always selling. Every point, right? Every point of contact should be strong, and it should be enough to take you to the sale if that was the only point of contact. If that makes sense, right? If I was to call them cold, there's still a chance that I can gain interest on the call and take them to the sale. If I email them, obviously, then there's a chance. Then there's like, you know, there's a couple steps before that call came in, right? So that's overall umbrella how I would definitely recommend doing follow-ups, right? Follow-up as if that's your shot at getting them interested on that call, not just to see what they thought about it, just to following up. And that goes with not just phone calls, following up, even with emails. Somebody saw your video, liked it, whatever, maybe you had a conversation, and now they are not responding. Don't just follow up saying, hey, John, I hope you had a good weekend. Just wanted to follow up and see, you know, what would be a good time to talk. No, bring another hook. If you have trouble with that, like, put everything aside, shut down your computer, sit down and think of 3 hooks. Don't put down the pen and paper until you come up with 3 hooks. And that's going to be 3 interesting points by your company. And you can find this no matter what stage you're in. Okay. Just go with something, 3 points, and you will have those as 3 different hooks in that email, 3 different hooks on the cell phone. But have that point of interest so you can be climbing through and take them to the sale. The selling doesn't stop just because they shown some interest. All right. But yeah, hopefully that makes sense, guys. I'll leave it at that. Peace.